Hello and welcome to a new little episode of Research Paper Diaries. This is gonna be a little video. It's not gonna be a little, it's probably gonna be long, or it's gonna be put into different types of videos. But this is gonna be my process of writing a research paper. I kind of want to start these mini series. I'm mostly thinking of having a single video for each research paper I do, because I have one video of how I was making research paper, writing it, and I believe it was this research paper. Yes, I have it with me right now. But this is about a 30 page, I want to say. Yeah, it is like a 30 page research paper on Virgil and Rome, and I absolutely loved it. I was writing it right about the time that Hosier published his song Hymn to Virgil, and I took it as a sign that this is going to be my research paper. And it is a new academic year, and I'm writing another research paper. This time I am writing about monasteries and the preservation of knowledge in them during early medieval period. I am kind of thinking of going towards not the early, but starting to go towards middle and late of Carolingian time, but that's still in the works of. This video is gonna be showing of how I am writing this from start to finish. Well, technically not the start, because I have already submitted my this is my topic for the paper, and also structure for my paper. Those two I have already sent in, and they have been approved, so I know what I'm writing. In a week we have the next deadline. Oh, by the way, yes, we have like tiny increments of deadlines where we have to send in parts of the research paper. And next is the literary analysis of the sources, primary and secondary sources. It's a bit scary to do that. And this analysis is a little bit scary to do because it's a lot of work. I would compare it to writing the actual body of the research paper, because it is a big analysis, and I kind of don't like that we have to do this first before doing the introduction, but that's fine. I might even do the introduction at some point soon, but I have a week to do the literary analysis. And for me, my old literary analysis, I'm so glad I have this paper. I can show you about half. Yes, so I think it was like 5-ish pages, 4-ish pages, and it basically just looks like this. We have a little introduction of Virgil and when was Aeneid first researched and taken into consideration. And then it's the primary sources analysis, and then we start the literature analysis. I am glad that this one, last time I was writing it, I wrote it and submitted it to my professor, and he accepted it without any conditions of me changing something or everything like that. I wrote it and everything was fine. The time it took to write it, long. So that's why I have decided to start blogging this experience. And today I'm gonna start at least planning out what I want to say, what kind of secondary sources am I analyzing, and everything like that. Let's roll. I made myself some cup of instant caramel cappuccino, and I'm ready to work with my sources analysis. I have my previous paper just as a reference for what to do, and I've already started writing out what I want to do. I have a basic plan of what I want to do and the introduction of the sources analysis, and I'm gonna quickly paste in all the sources that I use, and that would give some kind of contribution to my analysis if I add them. I'm gonna sort through that, and probably gonna give it a little time lapse for you to see that. So welcome back. In the time lapse, you saw me plan out everything that I want to do, and I even found some new sources, secondary sources that I can use. But in the meantime, I also today finished my little introductory text to the source analysis, and it is here. It's a little lengthy. My last one was shorter, but I think it's fine. It is 193 words about the monastery and the library. I've also started sorting through the secondary sources that I have read through and have made them into like thematic little groups of like 4 to 5, maybe 6 secondary sources, and I'm very glad that I did this because it's gonna be so much easier to structurize the writing of it. This made me like realize that for my last chapter of my work, this is basically the whole theme of it, and I only have one source like that completely relates to it, so I probably should look for more secondary sources regarding that. But I also know that some of the primary sources here definitely work with it, so I'm just gonna have to find a little bit more sources at some point. But that's what I'm gonna finish today. Bye. Hello everyone, I'm just walking to my bus stop, but I wanted to give you a quick update that I finished writing my literary analysis and I sent it to my professor, and he emailed me back that overall it's okay, but there need to be made some adjustments, and today I'm gonna talk with him one-on-one and like figure out what are the adjustments, and probably I'm gonna try to already finish it today, the editing, because tomorrow is Halloween, and I have plans, but I don't want to do the research paper stuff tomorrow when it's the deadline. So, see ya. Hello, it is I again. It's the 1st of November actually, but I just got an email from my professor saying that my literary analysis is good and it's done, finished, which I'm very glad at, because it's taken a while to submit it and then my professor to read through it and apply the corrections, but it's done. I can move on to the next part of writing my introduction. I'm not gonna write it for a while, but I do need to get through it this week, and I probably will start it tomorrow. Because, write the introduction. Yeah. Hello, I have coffee. I believe I already talked about how my theory analysis got approved, but it is time to write the introduction, which is gonna be fine. I'm gonna try to do it today evening at 4 p.m. exactly, and I still have to do a little bit of unrelated history work. It's literature work, and then I'm gonna move on to writing my introduction. I'm gonna try to write it today and actually send it today, since I would have more time, because the deadline is this Friday. Today's Monday, and I can have more time to do some checks, read writes, and everything if my professor requires them. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm probably gonna take you with me a little bit, because it helps me to actually start writing. But sometimes when I'm filming, I lose my focus and start thinking about the time lapse or whatever I'm filming. So I might just film a little increments and sections of when I finish writing some part of the introduction. But I will definitely take it with me. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. See ya. So here I have my previous research papers introduction. I had 1.5 pages, and this is in like font 14. But here is my document for the new one. Very excited. Not really, but I'm gonna go through the criteria for introduction and basically plan out each paragraph, so I know what to write, and probably already start like the first sentence and last sentence of the paragraph. Probably only first, because last is hard to write without knowing what's in the main sentence part. But yeah, that is, I'm probably gonna do a little time lapse video, whatever, of this process. Excuse me for the terrible lighting, but I am going to the bus stop, and I just wanted to say that in the research process, me and my friend are running a little feedback session about our introductions. I sent her mine, and she sent her hers, and this morning I'm gonna read through it and note the key things that I think should be either cut or expanded upon to hopefully have like second opinions to both mine and hers introduction, so we don't have to send it like not knowing exactly what's wrong, because it's harder to do self-evaluation. That's what we're doing. Hello, it's been a while since my last little update. I think the last clips was supposed to be a huge study day for me to write my research paper. I went to a cafe and spent like nearly 5-ish hours writing, but I wrote very little. I wrote like 2.5 pages of my kind of first chapter. Let me put up my research paper, but I have finished my background first chapter. I know I will need to edit it. I don't like how it's worded, but at least I have written it. And let me show you a little bit of it. So I wrote like about 4-ish pages. So here it is. All in all of its glory. With I write the citations during the writing, because I am not, you can see there's one researcher that has everything that I need. But yes, I cite as I go, because citing it after, nightmare. But right now I am planning out my second chapter, and I wanted to talk through how I am trying to plan for this research paper, because almost every single time I write a different research paper, there's a different method I use. But for this one, made a little it's zoomed in. I have made a little table of 3 rows. The first one is kind of a basic structure plan. Also, the second chapter I have subchapters. So here I have just a basic plan for the first, and then here I have the second. Then I'm using a column section for primary sources that I'm gonna use. They're here. Oh, why is my camera so bad? They are here. I am using one here, I think, and one here. This is Durham Library Catalog, as you can see. And then there's some, there's the plan of St. Gall Monastery. And then here I have my secondary sources. Hopefully that's enough. I've already started writing a little introduction for just the chapter, and then I'm starting to write the first chapter, but I have just this. It's not a lot, but I have a lot of other work to do. I am preparing right now for a seminar that I have tomorrow, and there's a lot of things that I need to do without just the research paper. But I'm thinking I might do some work either editing or writing, because right now I just need to continue writing for the sake of writing, because the deadline is coming very close. It's like about 9-ish days till the deadline, and I'm not confident about my research paper, and I hate that feeling when you know you're writing something bad. Like, you know that the professor won't grade us high, but you still have to write it, because there's no progress if you don't write it. So I'm just gonna write it, not care about how bad is it, at least try to. for the sake of my mental health, and just write it for the sake of writing, so I have something that I can edit and develop later, because right now I don't even have a draft. So that's what I'm gonna do. See ya in the next update. Hello guys, I'm walking to my orthodontist, but I just wanted to update on my research paper. I have finished my second chapter of my research. I haven't edited it and run through it fully, but I do hope, oh, I went the wrong way, oopsies, but I do hope that I can manage to plan out my third and final chapter, and also write the conclusion with everything that needs to be done, and also just run through everything one final time. But today's primary goal is to plan 100% the third chapter and write at least 70%, but I would be happy for 100. So yeah. See ya. It's the day of the deadline. We have it. Reward. We'll talk later. So, hello. You may have not understood from the last clip of what happened, but today was the deadline of the research paper, and I finished it and gave it to my professor. I'm sorry that I didn't film the last few days of writing this. I just got very locked in the planning of the third chapter and writing it. I literally spent from Tuesday to Wednesday from 5 p.m. till midnight, and it was a lot. I was basically brain dead by the end of it, but I did write the research paper, and I'll have to wait for my grade. I'll most likely not know it by the time I've edited, because I've already kind of edited most of the video. I have a few clips to just put through post, so probably in one of the newer vlogs I will just announce my grade. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you found it either entertaining or useful as a little study buddy who is writing a research paper.